student, today we will revise chapter 17, whose name is Forests Our Lifeline. So first is about what is forest. So we know that student, forest is an area or a part of the land that is covered with trees and a wide variety of plants. So also we can see sometime student, what is forest? It means some particular area or part of land that is covered with different trees and plants of wide varieties. Not only this, forest from a complete ecosystem that includes various links, living organisms such as trees, shrubs, plants, microorganisms, wild animals, and birds. They also include non-living or abiotic factors such as sunlight, air, nutrients, water, and rocks. So students, sometimes we only think about only plants and varieties of plants and trees, but not only living things in forest. That's also include non-living things like abiotic factors. It means air, sunlight, nutrients, water, rocks particles, many etc. There are different kind of forest present on the earth depending upon the geographical and climatic condition of a particular region. So student, in a different region, according to their climatic condition or geographical condition, different forestries we can see in the different places. Forests serve various purpose for human beings as well as nature, hence they are an important resources. So student, in this picture you can see that different type of forest in India. So some forests are in hilly area, some forests are near the rivers, near the seas. Some forests are only big trees, and they also have some animals, variety of animals in that. So forests are home for numerous of plant species. They are different kind of trees found in the forest such as neem, bamboo, sesame, fig, sal, amla and teak. And along with trees, there are different herbs, shrubs, climbers, creepers, grasses, and plants found in the forest. So we know that students, some trees and some trees are we already see in our areas, in our neighborhood areas. These plants serve various purpose for environment as well as human beings. So the forest grows by themselves. There is no need to plant trees in the forest as the forest provide favorable environmental condition to plant so that they can germinate and grow on their own. So students, sometimes we know that in our areas, in our around the our house, we plant some trees, we germinate some seeds, but no need this type of arrangement in the forest. So the plant and trees are have a favorable condition, environmental condition to germinate and grows on their own. So here student, you can see that some type of trees like a neem, sesame, samal, a bamboo. Next, what is Cron? So we know that student, what is Cron? In a textbook we already learned about the Cron. It means upper part of a top trees is called Cron. So in this picture you can see that student, type of crons. Some trees have a rounded, some tree have a spreaded crown, some have pyramidal, some have columnar, a vase, open, many parts of crowns. Next is canopy. So what is canopy? It means tall trees. So in the forest, different trees grow tall together and their branches appear as the roof of the forest. As no sky is visible through these trees. So this type of structure is called canopy. You can see that this type of structure is called canopy. Next, stratification in forest. Stratification is defined as dividing a natural habitat into several layers depending upon the heights of plants or vegetation of that area. It means this allows minimization of competition among the animals and allow them to survive easily. The number of layers of a forest has depends upon the climate, temperature, availability of light, type of soil and rainfall, and generally the trees of a forest are divided into following section. First is the forest floor. So it comprises of the shade leaves, stems, bark and the top layer of the soil, and generally we see some first upper part of the forest is called forest floor. Next, the herb layer. It means it consists of plants without wood, stem. Those grows above the ground such as grasses, and they are usually less in number in the forest. It means student some small plant without any stem. So like a grasses type structure is called herb. Next is shrub layer. So it consists of plants small to minimize size. This layer requires the most sunlight. It means small plants, they have a small branches like not stem but small branches. So this type of structure is called shrub layer. Next, the understory. It consists of plants that grow above the forest floor but lower than the canopy, and they required less amount of light in order to grow. So they required less amount of light to comparison of the shrub layer. Next is canopy. It consists of the tree crowns and it is always exposed to sunlight because canopy is the top layer of the forest. So that's why it always exposed to sunlight. Next and last layer is emergent layer. So it consists of the topmost layer of trees and it is generally found in the tropical forest. So in this picture student you can see that some different type of layer of the forest. So watch the picture carefully. Next is about the forest are the habitat of many kind of animals. So we know that student forest provide some favorable condition to a animal or some small plants, wild animals, and through this type of condition they can find their food, their shelter, and many microorganisms. The trees of the forest act as their shelter while a variety of plants and animals are their food. Forests are a home to a variety of insects and microorganisms because the soil of the forest is highly fertile and therefore it provides favorable living conditions such as water and nutrient to this organism. We know that student soil of forest are very fertile and that's why some plants are grown fastly and they can collect water and nutrient to the soil. Forests also support different food chains because of the complex biodiversity in the forest. Different organisms present on the earth are dependent on each other. For instance, herbivorous feed on the plants and carnivorous depend upon the herbivorous. So this chain of organisms depend on each other for their food is called a food chain. So we know that student already we, it means humans are directly or indirectly dependent on each other, like animal, like plants. So watch this video carefully student and try to understand some important topic from this video, and also revise chapter from the textbook. Thank you.